Hey, it's me, Cavlar, and this is a devlog. The first thing I added was levels 8, 9, and 10, the last level of chapter 1. I'm shit at level design, so I'll probably have to redo all of these later. Also, you can walk on spikes now. That's a feature, by the way. I also added an orange lizard that combines the power of the red and the blue lizards, meaning it can chase after the player and shoot fireballs. The idea is that chapter 1 is you escaping the tower and there is a boss at the end. After you escape the boss, you jump out of the tower into the next chapter. I've drawn up some ideas for bosses that I can have in the later chapters once I, finally get around to adding those levels. Basically, it's the same lizard you fight every time, except he has different attacks and the level is laid out differently because I can't make anything else. As you can see, I've already began working on one of these. It's already quite fun and can basically only be beat with one of the weapons right now because it's so OP. I'm gonna fix that. Shut up. I will fix that. Okay, trust. I also made some grass textures for the second chapter. I really like how these came out and it only took me a few minutes. This is the first level of the grass chapter and this is the second. By the way, there is no decent difficulty curve yet, so level 10 is like twice as hard as level 9 and the levels in the next chapter are about the same as level 9. Level 10 is just quite, difficult. As I mentioned before, the boss is fucking impossible. I am gonna try and fix this by adding different difficulties, so if you're shit, you might still have a chance. I doubt it. But for now, the difficulty is still a bit wobbly. I've also spent some time messing with the post-processing. Here's how it looked before, and here's how it looks now. I just messed around a bit with some settings I haven't really tried out before, and now it doesn't look as shit. Speaking of shit, the game also saves now, and you can only play levels that you have unlocked. Also, each level has a coin that you can collect, and you can see which ones you've collected in the menu. There's also a lock there if you haven't unlocked the level. I guess having collectibles helps with replayability and makes the levels a bit more interesting, so I might add more things like this in the future. To be honest, it's just something to distract the player from literally everything else. But the biggest thing I added to Tower of Hell was this level editor. Most of the code is from a level editor I made for another game I gave up on a few months ago, and after a bit of tweaking and some screaming, I managed to completely port it to Tower of Hell, and you can now save levels and send the file to people for sharing. The footage you're seeing right now is from a slightly older version, because in the current version it doesn't fucking work, and I don't know why. Here is level 13, which I made entirely using the level editor. I feel like it's a lot easier than using Unity to make the levels, and it certainly takes less time, so I might just use this for level design in the future. I also finally got around to adding a pause menu, because before there was no way of changing the difficulty or going back to the menu. Now there is, and it already looks pretty good. I basically just copied the level select and added a bit more code. You can change the difficulty in this menu, but it doesn't do anything yet because I'm fucking lazy. And I know no one cares, but the cursor can no longer go off the screen onto another monitor because it's now confined within the game window, which I think is pretty cool. You may have also noticed that you can use your mouse in the level select and in the pause menu now. When you move your mouse, it shows the cursor, and when you press a key or a button on the controller, it hides it again. There's also a bit of feedback when you enter a level from the level select, and some accompanying sounds. You can also use the arrow keys in the menu and switch weapons with the number keys. And there's better controller support in menus, other dumb things like that. So, just a few more control options. Oh, and a spring. Why did I put that in the script? I then added 2 more weapons, as if the game didn't already have enough. These are the shotgun and the yeah, I've tried balancing the weapons the best I possibly can, but like a scale with a mouse on one end and an elephant on the other, I don't fucking know. My weapons are just shit, okay? Okay, I've realized that my pause menu code sucks, and it means that if I ever want to add something, I literally have to redo the whole thing 6 times, especially if I want to have cool drop-down menus like these. So instead of completely stealing the code from the level select menu, I'm going to be the bigger man here and steal the code from the level select menu but change it slightly more than I did last time. Anyway, I fixed it and it uses strings now instead of random fucking values that I've pulled out of my ass, and I've added post-processing settings, a particle toggle, and a volume slider. That doesn't work yet, but I'll get around to that. And now adding a new button takes less than a minute, which is more than ideal. Okay, you know how I probably said that I don't need to make different difficulties yet? Well, I lied. This game needs to be made less shit and more impossible. So I came up with this bit of code here that allows me to click on a spike and choose what difficulty level that spike is allowed to appear on. If the difficulty level is lower than the number of the spike, it disables disables itself. Anyway, the point is now I can just click on a spike and change its number. And the spikes for different difficulties look different in the editor, so I can tell them apart easily. Here you can see what spikes correspond to which difficulty. Green ones are always there, the orange ones are only there on medium and hard, and the red ones are only there on hard. And the last thing I added before finishing this script was this rotation when the player and enemies move. It's pretty much just 3 lines of code and looks really good, and the movement feels a lot more dynamic, just like that. That was me snapping my fingers, by the way. And that about does it for this devlog. I'm hoping to do more videos like this. As you can see, my upload schedule is like once every 2 or 3 years. I don't know. But yeah, no, it will probably, hopefully, maybe, probably not get better. And yeah, I'm hoping to maybe like upload one of these every month or so, something like that. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Only 69% of my viewers are actually subscribed. If you liked this video, like it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.